So it finishes West Ham 2, Liverpool 2, and do you know what? I actually feel like that was an opportunity missed for West Ham, really. And I'm not saying that we deserve to win, okay? I'm not saying that, because I actually think the draw was pretty much fair in regards to how the game played out. But Liverpool didn't come across like a side fighting for a league title. Do you know what I mean? I weren't watching this thinking, my word, you can see that the levels here, that they're above us, and etc. I just didn't feel that at all. I felt like that they were quite timid. They looked quite anxious, especially when we were putting pressure on them. I just don't think we were brave enough on the whole. But that's not to say we played badly. We didn't play that badly. Early exchanges were pretty much typical of West Ham's performances, and I was kind of expecting it. We sat off, we absorbed the pressure, that kind of stuff, and Liverpool had a lot of the ball. But that being said, although they had a lot of the ball, they were passing it around nice, and you could see what we were trying to do. We were trying to play a counter-attack, and we had the ability to do that because they played such a high line, very risky. I could see what we were trying to do, but I didn't feel that Liverpool were actually threatening us that much. I mean, they had a couple of chances here and there. They had a penalty shout and things like that in the early exchanges, but ultimately we were okay, and we had our chances as well. Lucas Paqueta was put through a lovely ball from Alvarez, so he was just put through over the top. And Paqueta, strangely, where I was sitting, I haven't looked back at it yet, but where I was sitting, I just thought he had to either head it in or try and take the ball down. But he did neither. He kind of tried to lay it back off to Jared Bowen, and although it was a really sort of clever move from Paqueta, I just don't know. You know, like you look back and think like you've overdone it. You didn't need to do that. You could have just done the more sensible thing, or the easier option of just go for goal. But we did have we were okay. I thought the first half we played okay. We once we got into the game, we looked all right, and we started putting them under pressure. And then the tail end of the first half, we were more dominant, and we were then rewarded with a goal thanks to Jared Bowen. Kudus with a lovely cross into him, and he just sort of nodded it in. I think that's his 20th goal now this season, Bowen. It's remarkable form. I mean, I talked about in the previous video, I think how important he is going to be now the end of the season. It's really strange, isn't it, to sort of like got a point against Liverpool at home, which usually you'd be delighted with. But I think it's because we've gone into this game off the back of defeats against Crystal Palace, against Fulham. It just feels a bit like it's not good enough. Like, it's just not good enough. And we could have bloody won that game. Like, I just feel like if we'd have really gone for it. In the words of Gonzo, Hammers Chat, it felt like the Horlicks are out during the half time, because second half again, so slow, just slow. It's like we take time to get back into it, and Liverpool just took advantage of it. They really put us under the pressure straight away. They equalised, I think it's 3 minutes in. Really weird goal. Robertson sort of just flicks it into the sort of bottom corner. I'm recording this after not really seen much of the replays, etc. Only sort of brief bits and pieces, and I don't know who to blame for it. It looks like Areola's struggles to get down on time for it. I don't know whether he's just not seen it in time, but it was a really poor goal to concede, and such a crap time as well. You just know with West Ham, don't you? When that second half starts, you just think this is where our most vulnerable is. We never start off on the front foot, and I felt like that's where the opportunity was missed for West Ham. If we had gone out that second half and really thought, do you know what, let's get that second goal, because I tell you what, we'd have got that second goal against them, I think we would have won the game. I really believe that. So Liverpool equalised straight away, and then you feel like, right, back to square one, and then it felt like 5 minutes later, I don't think it was, I think it was about 20 minutes later, they then get their second goal, go ahead. Gakpo, so it comes across to him, it's a corner. He sort of flushed the shot at goal, Gakpo. It's about 12 bodies, well, it's about 3. I think it was Bono and Souček. It gets the goalkeeper and goes in. I really don't know how we've conceded. It was 2 crappy goals the West Ham have gone on to concede. Really frustrating, isn't it? Considering that's a must-win game. That was a must-win game for West Ham, and I felt like that was it then for us. So to be honest, I was expecting Liverpool to go on and then possibly get a third. But credit to West Ham, though, at that point. I thought that we dug in, we did work hard. Some performances were lacking, though. I thought the Kudus struggled today. His decision making at times was a bit frustrating. Paqueta really struggled to sort of have his usual impact that he can have in games, but I thought Jared Bowen was excellent. Mikel Antonio again was causing them all sorts of problems. But I've got to also mention the referee. I thought it was horrendous. I mean, the amount of times that realistically we could have been given a foul when it was clear. Do you know what I mean? I remember at one point Mohamed Kudus going through, and he was quite literally kicked and pulled and then went down, and the ref told him to get up. Honestly, I've never seen a referee performance like that in quite a while. It was shockingly bad, very biased. I'm sorry, I hate to be that sort of fan that says it, but it was. I'm sorry. Every 50-50 was going their way, and it just felt like, unless it was Like my dad said, it was like, unless it was a clear-cut foul, like, you know, there's no way getting around it. Unless they clattered into us, he weren't going to give it. So yeah, really annoying performance from that, and I felt like that didn't help us at all. It did feel like we were playing against 12 men. But I tell you what, we dug in. We then go on to equalise, and at this point, and it was, by the way, great goal. But at this point, building up to the goal, we were on top. And well, that's the bit that I felt like when I say about opportunity missed, like when you get that, put them under pressure, Liverpool, they wobble. Like you could just see they were really struggling. And that's what we were doing. This period, we had a real period of dominance, and we looked like you could just sense a goal was coming. And it was a wonderful cross from Bowen into Antonio, very similar to the Leverkusen actually. Sort of fires this cross in the middle of the goal. I don't know why Antonio's on his own, to be honest, but he guided it in beautifully into the far corner. The keeper standing no chance, Alisson. And then it's 2-2. Again, though, I'm watching it thinking this is the time now, really go for it. But again, we didn't look like a side today desperate for the win. And neither did Liverpool, which was a bit weird. I mean, Liverpool looked gone, and now I think West Ham should have taken advantage of that and really pushed and gone for it. Because let's be honest, if we'd lost today, it wouldn't have made much difference. I know that sounds a bit ridiculous, but do you know what I mean? Because we needed a win so much, I'd have rather just gone all out after that and just try and get a winner. But it's a draw at the end of the day against Liverpool. You can't be terribly disappointed. But as I say, because of the results leading up to this, it is one that we had to win, and it's left us now quite vulnerable in terms of getting any opportunity in European football. I mean, it's very unlikely we're going to get it now. I admit that. I feel like it's probably gone. But that being said, you know, if West Ham beat Chelsea and beat Luton, then we've got half a chance. But I mean, that's a tall order now, considering the way we've been playing. But all in all, today I thought, you know, if separating the European stuff, it weren't a bad performance. It was a draw against a good side, and we can't be too angry about it. But yeah, as I say, with Liverpool in the way they are, it does feel like an opportunity lost.